honestly, I don't mind.
Yeah?
Yeah. Surprising to me, but not in a bad way.
What do we normally go for?
They usually have a 1 to 2 fitty.
Yeah.
Take it down, and then like just sort of that shorter on the top. But I'm open to pretty much anything else. But
I think we keep the style on top the same. With the sides, should we just go for the same? Because I feel like it's a decent haircut anyway.
well, you've done it, so.
I'm going to say it anyway.
All right, yeah.
Don't fix what's not broken, innit? Is that to say it?
Yeah.
We all cut the same now, basically, don't we?
Matt cuts sides first, though. Yeah. But it depends on length on top, like.
Yeah.
Fish quite long on top, I'll do the top first.
Only reason we cut the top first is just because sets foundation for the clipper work to go into. So all this is going to be cut to the foundation length for the number 2 to fit into, and we don't have to worry about like scissor over comb, clipper over comb then. It's going to be like minimal work then.
Obviously, if you're doing like a trim like one, you'd like put a bit of weight and stuff as well.
Yeah.
You still do that, okay? Do the side first.
You can, but probably be like cut differently.
Yeah.
So like rather than just like cutting like this now, you'd cut like in diagonal sections and then just like pull it out. Because then you're like keeping weight above it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Whenever you pull the foundation out as well, make sure your like middle finger's like touching the scalp.
like keep that going.
Yeah, like as tight as possible, like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, don't make your hand round off with a head, like, just... How long's it been since you had a haircut?
It's been about 6 weeks.
Take a fair bit of length off then. Take that off.
Yeah, that's good.
Whenever I cut one side, I always go back, because there's always bits I've missed, like, do you know what I mean? Saves me coming back and cross-checking later. You put it on cold, like that, finds exactly where the crown is and just lays it all down. So then everything, yeah. Otherwise it's just gonna burn in, like, and the hair's just gonna like frazzle up then. Everything's laying down now, so I know where to comb the hair. See, like it's all going in its own direction. Like this going forward, this come down, this come across. I know where to dry it, like. Because this hair's so long on sides, normally I start like a number 2, but because there's so much weight to go into, I'm going to go into a 3. Just so it gives me less, like I'm worrying less when I'm going into it, like. Don't worry too much about like flicking out. Like, I know like everybody teaches you how to do that, but when you're going up, like with the foundation, just come, as long as you're coming straight off the head, straight up and off, like.
And if you like flick out too much, it pops like another line.
Yeah, and it's too heavy, like, yeah. Before I go in my 1, I'm just gonna go in number 2.
How far have you come into that 3? You like pretty much
Like,
hitting the 3 like.
Yeah, so this is the weight line where the 3 left,
Yeah.
and that's where I know the head rounds, because obviously that's where I've come up and off. So the 2 should just blend into the 3. So that's why I'm just coming right up to that. Like most of the time, I always take my fades to the same height, unless they ask for a specific height. Like, do you know what I mean? I always leave it like under the arch. I think after a while of cutting somebody's hair, you kind of understand their head shape as well and where to take certain things. This is where I do my taper, just because I know where to take it.
Yeah.
It's up to you if you want to wait till the end to do it. I know some people do. I just find it easier knowing how much room I have. Like, if you see like a little faint line there, just come back and you want everything to be spot on before you move on. Like, because the back has so much room, I don't really feel like the need to start the taper. I'll just do this and then come back to it, because I'm not going to be working up to there anyway. With Chris, yeah. Yeah, so like, you normally break that boundary the first haircut, just asking them what they wanted. And then I always suggest the taper, just because it grows out better, it looks better. Like, normally people prefer it, like, do you know what I mean? If they want it squared off, then that's up to them, like, innit? When I come around to the back as well, I'm not really worried about making lines with the sides. I just want to connect them both. Like, if I make any lines on the sides, I can always just like come back to it and then obviously connect everything together. But as long as it's not like the back's drop down here and then it's dark down here and then it's light up here, do you know what I mean? I just want it all to, yeah. Sometimes as well, with this line, sometimes I'll push it further in later on, and that's just like depending on how the taper looks and how everything goes, do you know what I mean? Just depends on the... I'm not really looking to not push him back here, because like, if that's where his head is like...
Depends on the shape of the head, like.
Yeah, like I want this to be more like tapered, like coming in, do you know what I mean? Like this right now, you can see the hair going round the head. Like you can't see the neck like at all, like, do you know what I mean?
You look good with a line there now. So just to keep more definition on the sides and stuff.
Yeah. So when I'm doing that, it's the same as when I was like descending the, I'm gonna be flicking out to the line rather than just like coming up, because if you're coming up, then you're removing all this weight here.
Yeah.
It's just like personal preference, really. That's how I like to do it, do you know what I mean? I think the haircuts look better that way.
Make it pop a bit more like that.
Yeah. See, like, I'm not coming all the way up here. I'm just working a line inside. I want to keep all this. For some reason as well, this part of his head's lighter than the bits around it. You might have to take this shorter than that just to make it look like it's all balanced, do you know what I mean? See where I put this line here? Like, I want this to match up with the bottom of this. So I always put it in a straight line from that. So it just looks a lot sharper. I feel like it makes the taper at the back pop as well.
Yeah.
See, like that just flows into that now, rather than just going straight down. Sometimes these lines don't match up, but you can come back and then just like, whichever one's lopsided. And then last part, scissor over comb. I didn't poke in the eye then.
No, I just...
Step now. Sweet. Any wax or anything, Chris?
Yeah, that's it.
Would you rather grooming clay or matte rock? So like, grooming clay is a bit wetter, and then matte rock's more dry, matte finish.
Oh, probably that.
That one, yeah. A lot of people forget this part, and I really don't know why, but the neck hair here, like sometimes I get my hair cut and it's not cut, and then I look in the mirror and then it's just like all hanging out and it's just minging like. See where I put the line in here as well? I'm going to come back with the foils because it still looks like, yeah. Obviously it depends on like the hair type, but because Chris has obviously got darker hair, it shows up a lot more. Yeah.
Just when it, rather than just taking the gun off and down, like make sure it's all the way down and turn on to the door or to the walk off. Pull it off, and then like, go free to walk rather than like walking straight into the mirror. Just giving that little like edge to say like I'm done now, like, do you know?
Sound boys?
Nice and red.
Sorry. Was that like easy to understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of that's like the way I was talking to anyway, it's just the side.
Yeah.
Like, that little shoe
Did they teach you to do the sides first, did they?
I
they
started
said-
off doing sides first.
Yeah.
Is it?
I would suggest running.
I find it much easier once I top this. It's so much easier.
Cheers for coming in, Chris. Ta-ra, mate.
Yeah, I think with like putting that guide in first,
Yeah.
it's just it only like neatens it up as well. You know, like having say they got like quite a bit of length on top,
Yeah.
like it's all coming over and it's just a bit everywhere. Like
I just feel like it makes you can see how much space you have then. Do you know what I mean?
Do you get stuff?
yeah, like,
I might have anything.